As we are still celebrating Chelsea's 5-1 victory over Ajax, attention has been turned to tomorrow's game against Sunderland. So, this is a rundown on some of the things you need to know about tomorrow's opponents, um, the fitness, updates on the players that are available, the players that are going to be missing, and all of that. So, now I just want briefly just state some of these things. Um, in today's conference, Maresca highlighted that you know Liam Delap has joined the team's training. He's training, and probably he might be available in the upcoming games, but the game against Sunderland tomorrow afternoon might just come too early for him to play. So that is a fresh update on players returning from injury. And for those of you that have been Chelsea fans for a very long time, Sunderland is like a a good luck charm to Chelsea. Anytime Chelsea face them in the season, or anytime Chelsea play them, like the last opponent on the last day of the season. In the last two seasons that Chelsea did that in 2015 and 2017, Chelsea were crowned Premier League champions. So in 2017, Antonio Conte was Chelsea's manager then, and of course David Moyes was the manager of Sunderland, and the current Everton goalkeeper Jordan Pickford was with Sunderland then, and Chelsea defeated them 5-1 at Stamford Bridge, winning the league title. So that happened to be like John Terry's last game for Chelsea, and he was subbed off on the 26th minute. Like John Terry, they wear 26 now on a normal day. So that very season, like when Chelsea had already won the league, they knew they were winning the league. So John Terry, started the game, but when he got to the 26th minute, he was subbed off, and Chelsea players gave him a guard of honor, and that was the last game for Chelsea. And that's not the only time. In 2015, Mourinho was Chelsea's manager then, and Didier Drogba returned to Chelsea for the second time, after that famous night in Munich where Chelsea been beat by Munich 2-1, win the Champions League. That was like Chelsea's first ever time of winning the Champions League. And of course, that was Didier Drogba's last game for Chelsea. But when Mourinho came back, Mourinho now brought Drogba back to Chelsea. You understand? But for like the second time. So when Drogba came back, that match against Sunderland again in 2015, Chelsea won 3-1. And that was Didier Drogba's last game of the of Chelsea's second spell. So Chelsea players now carried him out, like they gave him the honor. At the end of the match, Chelsea were crowned champions again. And of course, there's this famous picture. If you check online now, you go see you get one picture like that where they carry this and that Premier League crown, that thing they put on top that lion, put on the Drogba's head. Like it was even Mourinho that did that. So Sunderland, to an extent, they be like magic charm. They be like good luck charm to Chelsea. Anytime we Chelsea face them, they get joy. You understand? So the last three matches at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea have won the last three matches against Sunderland at Stamford Bridge. Scoring 11 times and conceding, of course, 3 times. Like the one, 5-1 in 2017, 1-3-1 again, 1-3-1 again. So that's like 11 goals scored, 3 goals conceded. So, like the last 2 times Chelsea met them at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea won the league. And the last 2 times Chelsea met them at Stamford Bridge, 2 of Chelsea's legends played their last games for Chelsea, John Terry and Didier Drogba. So, like, what did I talk? Like, if you look at it very well now, Sunderland, a team with Chelsea, they always get joy. So I expect them, they've started the season very well. I think they have 14 points in like 8 games. That's like the best start to a season for a team that just returned back to the Premier League from the Championship since Wolves did that in like 2018, 2019. So Sunderland are flying, of course, but Manchester United beat them 2-0 at Stamford Bridge. And if you look at their away record, it's not very good. their last 7 away records, like matches in the Premier League, they've lost 4, they've drawn 2, they've only won 1, and that one came this season against Nottingham Forest. So you see, they are not really good on the road. Like 75% of their wins is always at the Stadium of Light. So I expect Chelsea, with the momentum that Chelsea has now. Chelsea have won their last 4 games, and of course they are looking like a team that is going to beat Sunderland. But Premier League matches are very difficult, and I expect Sunderland versus Chelsea to be a very difficult match as well. But I look forward to it. Like Chelsea and Sunderland, they've met in the Premier League like 32 times. They've scored a combined 118 goals. So if you look at the statistics, averagely they score like 3.7 goals every match. So in a match where they get goals like over 2.5, over 3.5. So don't expect anything less, since Chelsea are this potent in front of goal, that they've been scoring goals left and right. Willian Estavao, Pedro Neto, even Moses Caicedo, who is Chelsea's top scorer this season with 4 goals in all competition. So I expect this one too to be a win for Chelsea, and a win for Chelsea is actually going to continue to boost their morale. So Joao Pedro is in line to play in this game. He was suspended for the Ajax game because of the red card, the second yellow card he got against Benfica, but he's going to be in line to start against Sunderland tomorrow. So it's a game that we are looking forward to, especially when you come out of a 5-1 win in the Champions League. I know the guys are buzzing, everybody wants to play. So Reece James, if selected tomorrow, he's going to be starting his 100th Premier League game for Chelsea. Pedro Neto, on the other hand, is in line to make his 50th appearance for Chelsea in all competitions. So like I said, Chelsea is one team where they set record, they break record. I said it in my last video, and some people feel just they look me like, see, waiting this one they talk. You understand? So Maresca currently now is the only coach, and the first and only coach in the history of the Premier League wey never starts player wey be 30 years plus. Like his own players are below 30 years, from like maybe 27, 28, like 19, 18, 21, 22, you understand? So it's a Premier League record. Like last season, Chelsea had like the youngest squad ever in the history of the Premier League, and they became the youngest squad ever again to qualify for the Champions League. So you see, these records are always there. Like Chelsea go looking for records, but records come to Chelsea. Just like Cristiano Ronaldo now. Ronaldo talks, him know the chase record, a record they chase him. So now Chelsea be that. So Chelsea's game tomorrow against Sunderland is by 3 p.m. and we are all looking forward to it. I expect Chelsea to come out flying, guns blazing, and let's see how Maresca is going to set up his team. Maresca likes to tweak things here and there, likes to change personnel. So I expect him to make changes. I expect, Sanchez to start in goal, probably Reece James to start at right back, or maybe Caicedo is going to start at right back because Malo Gusto is suspended. He got a red card in the match against Nottingham Forest. Marco Correa should be recalled, and of course Archie Pong and maybe Chalobah are going to start. And like Enzo Fernandez is fit, is healthy. Lavia is there, Gittins, all these guys that played well against Ajax. So remains to be seen, but let's keep our fingers crossed. Chelsea are winning this one tomorrow.